Welcome back to another video. Now today we're gonna react to who gave you permission to walk that dog? Cop demands ID for walking on the sidewalk. Now I don't know if the video is gonna show exactly what the title said, because a lot of times the title be off from the video and it'd be either way. It could be the cop actually being in the right and the cop actually being in the wrong. But we're gonna see y'all. Subscribe, turn on post notifications. You know what to do. Smash that like button. And we're gonna do reactions all day here, man. We're gonna drop three. I'm gonna drop 3-4 a day. And we're gonna keep going. We're gonna push and push and push and push and push. Let's get it.
I'm actually at work right now. I'm here with Officer Stokes.
Officer Stokes.
At this point, but they have another unit en route. Hey, what's up, Taylin? Yeah, so I'm actually at work right now. I'm being stopped. They said that suspicious activity, something of that nature.
Welcome back to We the People University. My name is Abaya Israel, former police officer and former sheriff. You have some ID?
Oh, what is that for, sir?
Well, I'm just trying to figure out what's going on today.
Okay.
What's your name?
My name's Mike Stokes with the Sheriff's Office.
Okay, the Centennial?
Uh-huh.
Okay, what's your badge number?
8716.
8716?
Yeah, I mean, what seems to be the problem?
Well, you parked here,
Yeah.
then you walk down the
Public street. I can park anywhere I want as long as
Well, you park here and you walk down the parking lot. These videos be staged. You walk in here and you walk down the parking lot. Like, what? What? That's why you came over here. Like, you know you having a power trip. Come on, man. I can park anywhere the fuck I want to park, officer.
not blocking someone's driveway, right?
Right, that's
Okay.
correct.
Yeah. Yeah, and then you see me walk up there,
So you walked up there.
and then I'm walking back over here.
Uh-huh.
And I was here yesterday.
Okay.
Yeah.
Can I get your name?
That cop car don't even look real. Where is this at? I want to know where this is at. I skipped the dude because, like, hey, we the people. Shout out to him, but like, I kind of want to. Yeah. Shout out to you. I'm subscribed. Definitely, I'm subscribed. Boo. But like, you know, let's get it.
Yeah, I don't think that I need to unless I've committed a crime or I'm suspected of a crime.
Facts.
You know, I mean, I just don't really understand what the problem was. I mean, I can understand somebody being nervous and making a call, but once you get here and you see, well, nothing's really going on that's
Right.
illegal. I'm walking my dog.
Right now.
Well, yeah, but you have to have the actual evidence before you can just say, well, I don't know, I think you might have. That doesn't work like that. That's not how the law
Right.
works. You know,
Can you tell me how the law works?
yeah, the law.
That's wrong, because he could have reasonable suspicion. If he thinks that you're doing something wrong, he could definitely intervene. And I mean, if he figures out you're doing nothing wrong, then he has to walk away. But like, he can intervene as long as like he thinks there's reasonable suspicion to what's going on.
Colorado.
And reasonable suspicion could be somebody making a call, you park somewhere that looks suspicious. Anything could be considered reasonable suspicion. An officer is allowed to enact on that.
That I have to be under suspicion of a crime, either have committed one or I am about to. You have to have reasonable suspicion.
He just said it, dummy. You arguing with the cop and you just fucking said it, dummy. No disrespect to dude, but yes, if you like about to commit a crime is a huge stretch of how much a police officer can interact with something. If you're walking down the road, technically you could be as profiling, but you could definitely, no, it's not really profiling if you do it to everybody, but you could be thought up to be like as somebody about to commit a crime. Like I could think that you're about to commit a crime when you're walking down the road. I could think that. Like it could look like, oh, you're about to walk to that bank and rob it. I could think that if I wanted to. And the officer definitely has that span of area where they could do that.
Suspicion that I am about to or have or something of that nature. Me parking on the side of the street, walking my dog. You see me talking to a neighbor over there. Nothing about that is illegal.
Absolutely.
Nothing about it is illegal, but like there's still suspicion of what could be done next. He can suspect everything he wants to, especially if you don't live in that neighborhood.
You're not.
Okay.
You're
Sit.
also obligated by law to
Sit.
provide identification when asked by law.
Oh, yeah, no, actually, so I don't think you understand how much of this I know or have been in.
Man, you don't. If you're being detained, he's right. Now, that would be the question next. If he says you're being detained, then you don't have to provide your identification. Well, you do actually. If you're being detained, I think you have to identify who you are in some way. And the best way to do that is through ID, but you don't have to present your ID. That's weird. They need to change that shit. People should have to present their ID, because if an officer knows who you are, can run your information, then like y'all can go on with your fucking day. Let me see. I'm gonna Google it while he's talking.
Okay, so the thing is that yes, by law, I am required to identify if there is suspicion of another crime. So yes, sir, listen, failure.
Let's do this, y'all. Hold on. What does suspicion of a crime look like? Let's do this. Let's do it this way. Suspicion of a crime means there are so many reasons to believe a person who may have committed or is committing or is about to commit a crime, but not enough to prove guilty or make a form of charges. The suspicion can come from behavior, evidence, tips, or circumstances. Here's what it looks like in real life, both from legal perspective and the practice. Legally, levels of suspicion. Reasonable suspicion. Cops can stop briefly, detain someone based on specific and facts. Example, you're walking back and forth near a closed store late at night. Checking doors might raise reasonable suspicion. Doesn't mean you're guilty. It just means that you're doing something that an officer can do. Probable cause. Enough facts to justify a search or warrant or anything like that. Example, you are running from a crime scene with matching clothes and fingerprints. Practical, what it looks like. Okay, so there's many reasons. So the guy is completely in the wrong. The officer is completely in the right. He has the right to stop him and question him about anything he wants because he can assume whatever he wants to assume. Once you answer the questions, then that justifies whether or not the officer can continue on with whatever he's assuming about you. But 9 times out of 10, if you give the officer your ID and shut the fuck up and don't argue with him, he'll leave you alone. When you start arguing with him, that leads to reasonable suspicion. What are you arguing with me for? Like, if I'm asking you questions, I'm just trying to figure this out. You see I'm an officer of the law. I'm not nobody who's horrible. Like, just follow the fucking rules and you don't got to deal with nothing. Like, straightforward. Y'all make this shit too difficult.
Hey, no, it's just a guy. Don't worry. Failure to ID is a secondary charge. Meaning, hey, look, I just did this crime. Now you come up and say, I need your information. You're being charged with such and such a crime.
Exactly. So what I said earlier, when you're being detained. When you're being detained, that means that he has the right to ask for that kind of shit. And let me ask another question. Let's make sure I'm right. When a police officer asks for a ID, do you have to give it to them? Whether you have to show your ID or not, it depends. A police officer depends on why they stopped you. If you're driving, yes. If you're just walking or you're basically legal, an officer has reasonable suspicion, they can detain you temporarily. And in about 24 states, including California, you're legally required to identify yourself if asked. So you are, like in 24 states, I don't know what state they're in, but technically you have to identify yourself. So this guy is wrong. You have to identify yourself.
Identify myself at that point, and if I do not identify myself, at that point, I would get the secondary charge.
If you're not being detained, then
to identify because I am lawfully arrested or being charged lawfully with the crime. At this point, that's not the case. I'm not being charged with the crime. I'm not even under suspicion of a crime. Suspicious activity in itself, which if that's what you're trying to call this, is not a crime. You know, I mean, I can understand.
It's not a fucking crime. He didn't say it was a crime, you stupid. Oh my God, this dude's making me mad. He didn't say it was a crime. He didn't say it was a crime. If he has reasonable suspicion, that's not a crime. That's alluding to the fact that a crime could happen. So he has every right to stop you. Like, man, there's too many entitled people here. Like, literally, we just read it.
Like I said.
Say that you committed
Well, no.
Exactly, he didn't say that.
He's saying that I'm obligated. He said that I'm obligated, which is not correct.
Man, I gotta get rid of these commercials, y'all. My bad.
Well, you're obligated to identify yourself.
You are.
Yeah, once I've been charged with the crime, sir.
No, you're not. You're obligated to. If you're just walking, you're obligated to identify. They literally just said it. You're obligated to give your ID in the car, and if you're walking, let me read it again. Make sure it's right. If you're walking, it's what it says. Like in 24 states, but I don't know what state he's in. Are you being legally detained? If an officer has a reasonable suspicion, which he just said he does, which he thinks he does, likely thinking you're connected to a crime, they can detain you temporarily. And in about 24 states, including California, you legally are required to identify yourself if asked during a legal stop, called stop and identify states. This usually means give your name, not necessarily show physical ID. So, okay, maybe you don't have to show physical ID unless you're driving. And then when you're driving, you definitely got to do. If you are in a stop and identify state and you refuse to give your name when legally detained, you can be arrested. Oh, shit. So maybe he doesn't have to give his ID, but it depends. But okay, maybe he doesn't have to give his ID. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's going back and forth right now.
That is how it works. I mean, if you'd like, and you want to take this any further, I'd request that you get a supervisor, please. And then we can go from there.
Do you want to do that?
Well, I mean, if you're going to leave and just leave me alone, obviously seeing that there's no crime, then no, have a great day type of thing. But if it is going to be something where you're going to try and take this any steps further, or you're going to lie to me and say that I'm obligated to identify myself, at that point I would like that you get a supervisor.
That's where he's fucking up. You are obligated to identify yourself, but maybe not with an ID. But you are obligated to identify who you are. That's what it's saying. I'm going back and forth on it. It's going back and forth. During a legal stop, yeah. So I don't know. But this is a legal stop though because he just has reasonable suspicion. If you're not being detained,
So you're going to take this farther? No problem.
Hey.
No problem.
so you just what he needs to do is, am I being detained? If not, then I'm free to go. Basically, an officer says you're not being detained. You can refuse to give your ID and walk away. So he should have started with, am I being detained? If he's not being detained, then you can go. But if you're being detained, then you got to show your ID. You must show your ID if you're driving. You're legally detained, which right now technically he is because he's stopping him. But even if he doesn't have a reason for, but then he has to have a reason for the detainment. But I don't know. It's a lot, man.
You're allowed to lie.
That's too much thinking to be an officer.
Hey guys, thanks for hopping in here. I'm live. I'm actually at work right now. I'm here with Officer Stokes. He's been professional at this point, but they have another unit en route. Hey, what's up, Taylin? Yeah, so I'm actually at work right now. I'm being stopped. They said that suspicious activity, something of that nature.
I never said suspicious activity.
Okay, maybe I manifested that on my own.
I think you manifested.
In the previous
Okay.
video,
Well,
he did
then
say
how come it
suspicious
did your
activity. Yeah, he did, but like, and if he doesn't have suspicious activity, then technically, like, yeah, now he's in the wrong because it's like, okay, your suspicious activity is a reason for detainment, but if what's the reason for him stopping him then?
You're in the neighborhood and you're going door to door. You don't
Yeah.
have, all you have is interstate roofing.
Yeah.
On your shirt.
And how is that leads you to believe that I'm required to give my identification? Hey, how are you doing today, sir? I'm doing all right. What's your name and badge number, please?
Deputy left side.
Okay, gotcha. Are you the supervisor?
No, it's not.
Oh, okay. Is this the supervisor? I got you. Yeah, so, I mean, as you guys can see, I'm being surrounded right now. 3 patrol cars.
Isn't going door to door soliciting? Isn't it to a degree?
Am I detained at this moment? Under
Yes.
suspicion of what crime?
Yep, you're being detained. He told you you're being detained at this point. And he said going door to door. Okay, so he has it's everywhere.
Is this your car?
I'm not answering any questions at this point until the supervisor arrives. I will not be answering any questions. I think I provided enough as it is. So I'm being detained for what? You just said my car, but what crime are you suspecting me of committing at this point in time that you can lawfully detain me?
Okay, based on the database that I have.
He can detain you off reasonable suspicion.
Yep. The database of what?
Now, what I do know for a fact is police will tell you you may have a warrant. That's like an old trick.
I mean, no ill will, no ill intent. The fact, first off, there's no probable cause to be running any license plate. Second off, okay guys, right here, I'm actually wrong in this one. This is something that I learned later on, and I will accept that that's my fault. I needed to brush up some more on those laws. But he's absolutely able to run any plate that's out in public at any time for any reason.
That's for sure. I know that.
So this was a learning experience for me, but I do accept that I was wrong in that statement.
I want to say kudos to the cameraman because this is another big misconception that
I am doing all right. I mean, I'm not sure what's going on here. We got a ton of police officers. I'm surrounded. I'm feeling pretty nervous right now. I'm at work, okay? I'm using this vehicle for work, and this officer, for some reason, feels that he has reasonable suspicion to be running.
I'm not trying to side with the officers, but they have every reason to assume you go door to door work with nothing on your car that proves your job. You're wearing the shirt. People in the neighborhood probably called the police because you were going door to door, and that's probably what made the officers have the suspicion that they had. It was fear from other people in the neighborhood. So it just answer the questions and go on with your day. People make this shit more complicated because the more he's talking, the more they're gonna get back up out there to listen to hear what's going on, so everybody can be justified in why if they make an arrest, made the stop, or whatever happened, they can back it up in court because they have many witnesses. That's what cops do. They constantly do that shit. But just take the shit, go on your way.
Thinking about other stuff, I've committed no crime. Yeah, well, no, you actually have to have some sort of suspicion to actually be able to run it and go through that.
It's on a public roadway.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, what is... Yeah, I know, but there has been no crime at this point, so I'm not gonna give identification.
Person walking around the neighborhood.
It's not a crime. Suspicion in itself
It's not a crime, but it's suspicious.
Yeah. No, that's the problem.
Facts.
What is a reasonable suspicion, sir?
That you're walking around this neighborhood.
Yeah.
You say it doesn't work. You need to prove to us in some way that you're...
No, see, that's actually the problem. You guys have to prove that I have done something wrong. Innocent until...
No, you're not listening. See, he's not listening.
Guilty, right?
He's saying, prove to us that you're walking around the neighborhood for justified reasons. That's what. I'm not trying to side with the cop, but the cops are kind of right in this one.
Yeah, I'm just filming for my protection, just as the other officers are filming for their protection. Yeah.
They film, yeah. It's true.
It could be an additional charge.
No, see, that's a secondary charge, sir. That is besides the point at this point, because... No, see, you guys...
Possible warrant for the arrest.
That I have done something wrong. See, sir, the law works that you're innocent until proven guilty. So for you to say that I'm going to get a charge for that... Yeah, so what I'm saying right now is the fact that you guys are just telling me that I'm going to get a charge for not identifying, that's a secondary charge. For me to identify, I have to be suspected of committing a crime. I have to be suspected of committing some sort of infraction. I am not going to give that, sir, unless I am being lawfully arrested. Is that what's happening?
That's what's happening.
Okay, well, can you put that down?
As we know, cops love to say suspicion is reasonable, articulable suspicion, and it's not. So we can't allow them to.
So I will listen to you, bro, but like I just wanted to hear the video. So basically, he got arrested. Long story short, man, just give them what they want and let them go on with their day. If you prove to them that you're doing exactly what you're doing, then you really can't get in trouble. I don't understand. I didn't see the point of all that. But anyways, though, y'all, I'm out. Peace.